If you're thinking of getting an Olight flashlight, this video is perfect for you. I want to start off by saying I am not sponsored by Olight. They have not sent me any of these flashlights, and I wish they did, but I've actually spent my hard-earned money. Anyways, with that being said, I do love flashlights. I'm not absolutely obsessed, but I do like having a nice flashlight. And then suddenly it happened that I just kept picking up whatever they're making. So I already have 4 of Olights. I have one from Nightcore. I'm not like loyal to Olight, but at the same time their products are so good that I end up just purchasing Olight and then forgetting about the rest. Therefore, I guess I am loyal to Olight. Now, this is my 4th time trying to make this video because there's so much information and I don't want to make a 25-minute video just to explain one simple question: which flashlight should I get? If I had to choose one, which one would it be? Now, the problem is, for me to answer that question for you, it really depends on what you need a flashlight for. All of these flashlights have their own specifications, and I have all the specifications printed out. And the reason I had to take this so many times is because I was going through the specifications and I realized I'm taking 5 to almost 8 minutes per item, and then it ends up being a very long video. So I'm not going to go into specifications in this. The specifications are on the website. I just want to explain the main things and then let you decide what you want to get for yourself. Now, why do you need a flashlight? I don't know. Go find another video. But why, if you do want a flashlight, simply this is the video for you. So we're going to start off with the S1R Baton. Super small. The thing I need to explain over here is that whatever they're advertising, for example, 1,000 lumens, you're not getting 1,000 lumens. You're getting that for 1.5 minutes. It's called turbo mode, and then it drops down to 300 lumens. And then even if you turn it on 300 lumens, that's pretty much you're getting that for another 1.5 minutes, and it drops again. And that's the case with all of them. But the smaller the flashlight, the harder it is for it to stay at the higher lumens, because obviously it's smaller and it overheats. So they have a protection on it so it doesn't pretty much burn out or even cause a fire or burn your hands. But the trick and the difference here is that as you go up in levels, they do run for longer time on the higher lumen output. Now, when would I get this? I would essentially just get this if you just work with tech, or you even need just a flashlight. It's general use. I would not do this for anything professional. This flashlight is simply general use for one main reason: the battery is really small. It's an RCR123A. This is what the battery looks like, and it's 500 lumens, so it's not going to last you a long time. It's good for emergencies, but if an emergency you're talking about 30-40 minutes, even an hour at the lowest settings, we'll get you by, but that's not what these are for. These are just the smallest amount of the smallest factor with the highest output in the shortest time. Again, something to carry around if you're walking at night, but nothing to rely on. Now we step it up over here with the S2R Baton. This is their 2nd version. Now, what I love about this is also it is a small factor from this one. There is an increase, yes, but it's still a pretty small flashlight. And the good thing about this is the actual battery. They use an 18650, and that will give you a longer runtime on its low settings as well as the high settings. But again, this is advertised as 1150 lumens or 1150 lumens. So yeah, it is strong, but it will only run like that for a few minutes. But the important thing is the runtime. You will get a longer runtime mainly because of the bigger battery. So this one is the 18650 over here is 3500 milliamps. So between that and 500 milliamps, you can imagine how much more runtime you'll get. Moving on over here to the M2R Warrior. Super nice flashlight, reviewed everywhere on YouTube. When would I use this? When I need to step up from this. So essentially this I would just keep on me or carry this over my S1R because of the runtime. If I need to use a flashlight, hopefully I get to use it longer than 2 minutes. Otherwise, I'm pulling out my cell phone and using that flashlight. But if I need it in an emergency, it's small enough to carry around with you and then use it and rely on it. Now, why would I go to the M2R? If you are in enforcement or security, or you're doing anything at night that you need constant, reliable power, I would go with this one. This one will offer you a higher output of lumens, so a brighter light, or a light that throws further for a longer time than the S2R. Again, I was going to get into specifications, but this video would be way too long and it's not even worth it to watch. There's reviews on every single one of these, and then you can see what, if you really care about the specifications, you can see on the reviews, or you can literally go to the website and click on technical specs and get all the technical specs. Anyways, with that being said, law enforcement, yes. Military, yes. Everyday use, do I really want to walk around with, I mean, it's not a large flashlight. And do I really want to walk around with it? Not for daily use. I would rather this in my pocket than this in my pocket. I mean, it does come with a little belt buckle where you can put it in and clip it to your belt, but it's not that serious. I don't need a flashlight. It's not a life or death matter. I mean, yeah, you can use it in self-defense, blah, blah, blah. But realistically, to a normal person, it's nice to have, but it's not what you need unless you're using it for work. So I would step from the S2R. I would step from the S2R into the M2R based on how you're going to use it if it's work related. One more step after that is the Seeker 2 Pro. This is one of their latest versions. Now I want to compare one thing before we hit the Seeker, the S2R versus the M1R. You can see in between the S1R, S2R, and M2R, you can see the difference of the size. So you're going almost the same size bigger. With this one, it's a little bit thicker, but essentially those were already explained on why I would go with these. And then finally the Seeker 2 Pro. Now I would go with this again for the same reason as I would go with this, professionally, or even keep it in the car for emergencies. This is not something I would carry around. Funny enough, it's almost the same size, just a bit thicker. Like, it's the same length, and the thickness is just it is a small difference to get this flashlight. And the good thing about this is it uses a completely different battery than these two. It's a 2700, I believe, and that is 5000 milliamps. That's even better for runtime. So if you want to run your flashlight for even longer, again, law enforcement, military, if you're doing construction at night, or whatever the case is, mechanic, and you need that light throughout the night or even in the day indoors, or whatever the case is, these are the flashlights for you. You're looking at a crazy 5000 milliamps. It is 21700. That's the actual battery model, and these are just important for running a battery for a long time. So again, just to sum up, I'm looking at the time right now. I'm almost hitting 10 minutes. I just want to finish it right before 10 minutes. So looking at these, Seeker 2 Pro and M2R, these are essentially professional use. That's what I would go with. Again, if you're camping and stuff like that, they're nice to have, 100%. But if I'm camping and I don't really care, I'm probably gonna go with this one. This is easy to carry. I would, if I was to choose between the S2R or the M2R, it's gonna be the S2R. Smaller to carry, very convenient. If I'm going to the M2R, I would probably choose the Seeker 2 Pro over the M2R because it's more industrial, and that's why I would pick this one up. So the M2R is incredible. It's general use, but you might as well spend the extra money and get one that operates on a bigger battery and it will last you a longer time. And finally, for general use, you don't really care about flashlights, or you don't want a flashlight, or even you really like flashlights, this is just the funnest one to have. Very small, impresses everybody, but again, not something reliable to use over a long period of time. And I don't mean as in like a long period of time. Like, these are very reliable. I mean at a one go. So when you turn it on, it's not going to run as long as obviously the Seeker 2 Pro, again, depending on the setting. So I hope maybe I've given you an insight of which flashlight you should get. Again, not sponsored at all. I know I should have included some specs, but when I did that, you can imagine how long the video would be. I already hit 10 minutes on this video. Anyways, I really hope you enjoy, guys. If you do like this, go ahead and thumbs up. I don't like making flashlight videos because you cannot do them justice on a camera. Nice. Anyways, you can't do justice on the camera. Your camera will not show you how bright a flashlight is because of the camera settings. If you're doing it automatic, manual, blah, 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 it's not, I'm not going to ruin these for you just to show you on a camera how bright a flashlight is. That's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to leave that thumbs up. We'll see you later.